In this video, we're going to finish up our playlist on how to simplify radical numbers, and that is when we are dividing radicals that are in the numerator and the denominator. So if we've got an expression, basically a fraction, and we have radicals in both places, what can we do to combine those? So with adding and subtracting, it was combining like terms. And with dividing, that can come into play as well. Multiplying, you just kind of multiply those expressions, but dividing kind of goes more with adding and subtracting as far as how we treat the different radicals. So remember to, if you haven't already watched how to simplify radicals when they are in the denominator, make sure to go back and watch that video. We use that in simplifying this expression here. So we want to factor out any of our radicals first, and the first big step in simplifying is just how we typically simplify a fraction. So for example, if we have 2 over 10, we can divide both the numerator and denominator by 2 and simplify that to 1 over 5. We want to see if there's anything we can simplify in that regard. So we're going to start by factoring. So 50, we can factor out the perfect square 25, so 2 times 25. 27, we can factor out a 9, so 3 times 9. So that ends up giving us something like this. So in my other videos, I haven't always written, when we factor this, I haven't always written it this way with 2 different radicals. Sometimes it's just one radical. So I want to make sure I'm using multiple ways of writing these expressions when possible, because there are different ways of doing these steps in math. There's not always one correct way. So if it looks a little different from some of my previous videos, that's why. So square root of 25 is 5. So this is going to end up being 3 times 5, or 15 root 2. And my denominator, this is going to simplify to 3, so I get 3 root 3. So just in case you didn't write this as 15 root 2, maybe you wrote it out, or you have it in your head as 3 times 5 root 2. That's going to be important, because when we have 15 root 2 here over 3 root 3, well, thinking about just the coefficients, 15 over 3, we can simplify that because both of those are divisible by 3, right? So I left this 3 factored out, because that's just a little easier to see. We factor out or cancel these 3's here, and we end up with just a 5 as a coefficient in the numerator, and then it's just 1 as our coefficient in the denominator. So let me just actually draw a line through, right? So those are gone. And root 2 over root 3, we can't factor or simplify this at all. Even if the numbers inside, like if it was 2 and 6, well, 2 over 6 as a fraction, we can simplify to 1 over 3. But if it's root 2 over root 6, it doesn't work the same, because they're inside the radical. So we're going to leave this as 5 root 2 over root 3.